Hi everyone, it's Amy with Renewing Stitches. Welcome. How are you doing? It is Tuesday, March 12th. My watch is currently charging and I can just look down usually, but it's March 12th, Tuesday. Glad you were here. So very glad you are here. This is a YouTube channel about cross stitch, and that's all I have today. Every once in a while I have crochet, but it won't be for a while. I just haven't had the mood. So it hasn't struck me yet or again to pick up my crocheting, but I really need to one day. It's sunny and 68, 70 outside. I'm in Northeast Texas and it is cloudy, sunny, partly cloudy. And I'm all over the place this afternoon, obviously. It's just a stream of consciousness, and that's what we're going to go with. This morning I had this time change. Oh my, it's kicking my hiney. I don't know what I was thinking when I scheduled my youngest son's orthodontist appointment at 8 o'clock this morning. I scheduled it 3 months ago at his last checkup, and I wasn't thinking about the time change, and behold and lo, it was 8 o'clock, super fast this morning, and we left the house like 7:45, which is 6:45, and I just don't get up that early. So anyway, it was a good appointment. He got his braces off. We weren't sure if he was going to have just an adjustment or if he was going to have them off today, and I went prepared for either, but by the time I thought maybe he might be having them off, he was already done. And I brought a book and I brought some stitching, and I ended up just sticking with the book. So I should have just stitched, but oh well. Glad you're here. I have enjoyed, as always, reading the comments and replying to the comments, and actually commenting too. I've told y'all before, on this side, I really see the importance and the appreciation that the Flosstubers have for commenting and liking and subscribing, all that stuff. But the commenting is just neat to get to make connections. So I really appreciate it. I have things I forgot. It was just one thing. Last week I was talking about the Mini Masterpieces book. Spoiler alert, I did not stitch on this week. But I will be this coming week. I was watching Stem X Stitch, and that's where she has done several of these, and I really enjoy watching her. If y'all aren't watching her, go take a look. She stitches things that I don't normally gravitate to, but I really enjoy watching people who don't stitch what I stitch. Don't y'all? It's just creative. What's the word? Creative, yes. Motivating. It's fun to watch what people stitch in addition to what I normally stitch, because I follow ones that I relate to stitching wise, that I stitch what they stitch, but I also enjoy just watching those that are, they're wonderful. Anyway, and I like listening to her. She's designing some. I watched her first one back when she first started. She just recently completed, she was doing a temperature piece, 1 stitch, I believe, for every day of her life. And she completed it last year. She was going to 25, and her 25th birthday was last year. And so, it was all of that. The neighbors got a visitor. So, sorry if you hear a little motorcycle bike. Anyway, so I was thinking of her, and I could not remember her name. So, that is the Flosstube name, Stem X Stitch. So, go check her out. Also, in the shout out area, I was shouted out by Deana, the Nightly Stitcher, and I just love watching her. She recently finished the Santa's Village, and it is so pretty. It's neat. I love seeing those. I it's something similar to what I stitch, but I wouldn't pick that up. I have the Little House ones that I want to stitch in a village, but I saw the Santa's Village. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. So cute. So go check her out. So, Deana and Amy Michelle. I watched Amy Michelle. I watched Mel from Patchy Pony. I watched Laura and Stitching by the Shore. And I need to keep a list of who I watched. But those are some of the ones I watched this last week. So, what else? I think that's all. I think we're going. I have 2 finishes, 2 smalls that I finished, and 4 whips. So this past week was a decent week on stitching. I didn't stitch as much as last time when my husband was out of town, but I did get some stuff done. When I was pulling it together, I saw that it's not bad. I did quite a bit of reading too, but I've been stitching just in the evenings. So the first one, where's my board? First one I'll share is Peter's Day Out. Oh, that's not it. This is it. Peter's Day Out. It is a freebie from Wendy Stitches, and I'll link it below. And I got the second one. Now I'm stitching these for my mom and my sister for spring. And this goes with the I Spy prompt from Laura Stitching by the Shore, her I Spy game. If you check her community tab, she has the prompts for the month. And so I'm going by that. I'm not on Facebook. I am on Instagram. I am out there. I need to post better. That's something I need to work on. But you can post on her Facebook page or tag her on Instagram. I know the hashtags on Instagram are not like they used to be. So if you just want to hashtag her, maybe tag her name. But I'll link her below as well. This is Peter's Day Out. Like I said, 22 count Hardanger. And this is for the I Spy prompt. Something to do with spring. Or has something to do with spring. And I finished, so several weeks ago, I had this one finished, and it was a finish for now, and this one is done. I am going to point out a boo-boo on my part because I think it's hilarious. If you'll look at these rabbits, you'll notice that this flower and that flower are 2 different purples, as are this flower and this flower. Well, I didn't even look at this one when I was stitching this one, and I made this mistake, and I thought, what did I do there? And I looked here, and I did the same mistake. The top flower should be the darker purple, but this one is the same color as the breeches. So on both of them, I did the same mistake twice. So go me. So there goes the neighbor. Anyway, so these we finished in pillows, square pillows. I have some fabric that has that pinky color in it. I don't know if I'll use it or not, but this will be done for spring for both of them. I will see them this weekend, but I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to have it finished by then. I am going to throw it on my sewing machine for the Finish Friday coming up sometime. The next one, is that all I had to say on that one? 16 count? No. That was 22 count. DMC, except for the brown. The rabbit was a leftover brown from a kit that I had. I'm just trying to use that up. So the next one is a small finish from here. Now this is January, February 1986. Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. I want to do this whole sampler, but I just did this one motif up here for my mom for Mother's Day. So this is the I Spy prompt. Starts with M because it's for Mother's Day and my mom, both with M. And I stitched this on a 16 count. Now, I don't know if you can see it. There are French knots. There are 3/4 stitches and half stitches here. And I remember back in the day stitching 3/4 stitches and half stitches on Ada all the time. It didn't bother me. But I haven't done it in a while. Like years. Years and years. it's been a while. So I just took them out, and I hope it looks okay. I think it looks fine, so I'm going to go with it. But this is it. It's on a 16 count Aida. There were French knots here, 3 all together, and they look like a blob. So I spread it out and I put one on each side of the tulip and then one in the middle. And then these looked fine, so I did that. But I really like this. I am going to stitch the whole thing, but I'm going to pick a different fabric. It won't be Aida. It'll be maybe an even weave. It'll be white, but I'll do it over 2 squares, so I can easily do the half stitches and quarter stitches and 3/4 stitches. The half stitches are okay. It's the quarter stitches and the 3/4 stitches. So, but the Delft patterns, I just love them. So I will get some fabric and make this into something. Probably a pillow also, but that'll be for the end of May. And I need to figure out something for my sister. So that is forthcoming, maybe. Okay, so those are the 2 finishes, and now are the whips. Oh, I wanted to show you this real quick. This is a tiny tool. Take the needle off because I might lose it. This is I got this Mary, I think. Yeah, I think I got this from you. This is Mary, my in person in close by stitching group, but also a friend that I've had for years. We used to work together, stitch together. I've talked about her before. Anyway, she gave me this. I don't know if you can see. Can you see? There we go. So it has the measurement up here, and then on the bottom you can see, you can hold it up to your fabric and check the stitch count. And then on the back is a magnet, which is not super strong, but it'll hold a needle, just not up next, because I did this once before. It'll hold it, just fine. But if you rub it up against something else, it'll come off pretty easily. So I've already recorded partially once, and that's what happened. So I had to stop and look for it. Anyway, these are neat. I have used this thing, so much. For lengthwise, it goes to 6 inches, but just to have the count at the bottom, and to, you can use an inch and then count the number of stitches per inch. But this is so handy, so very handy. I thought you might like to see that. Okay, first whip that I have, I really like. However, give me your thoughts. I was in my recording that you aren't going to see because I had to stop. I'll show you. This is Quaker Rejoice from my Big Toe Designs, and the one I'm doing. So I'll probably do all of this and the words, and then cut this out here, and then do the bottom motifs. I may move these up. I'm not sure yet. They're pretty, but I think I'm just going to scoosh it up. So this is what I'm working on. So keep this in mind, although it's not going to look like that. I'm stitching it on a 28 count Jobelin from Bestitch Me in the color Peony? You know what I'm talking about, that flower that starts with a P, Peony. And I'm stitching it with Ecru, DMC Ecru. And in person, like right there, that's as close as I can get on camera. In person, it looks good, but then whenever I hold it back like this, I'm just kind of iffy on it. And the sun, we have partly cloudy skies today, so it's in and out, but it just, I don't know. And in person, I love it. But then when I showed it earlier to myself, I wasn't so sure. And even now, I'm still not sure. I don't know. This one's complete, and then I'm finishing this one down here. So I've got this one done, and I'm going to do this. It's all monochromatic. I want to stitch the whole thing and ecru. And it'll be real light, real faint. And I'm not far enough along. I mean, I can restart it, but I really wanted to use this fabric, and I really wanted to do it monochromatic. I thought about maybe like a pink or a purple, but I couldn't decide. So I had another project out, and the bobbin fell on this, and I thought, oh, that's not bad. But I don't know. I enjoy stitching on it, and in person I just love it, but on camera it just doesn't, it's not coming out the way I thought. And I don't know. Maybe because this is it looks warm up against kind of a cool color. Oh well, let me know your thoughts. Let me know. All right. And I didn't have a prompt on that one, did I? No. Okay. This next one is a freebie from Kitty and Me. Paper. It is the little Peacock. Moving. There we go. Little Peacock. I'll link it below. I'm stitching this on a scrap that I dyed many years ago. Many moons. Probably like 4 or 5 years. That's nice. Okay, so the last time you saw it, I was watching Patchy Pony High Mail whenever I do the Peacock. I really want to finish it. I'm trying to hold off till her next video. I'm trying to stitch this whenever I'm watching her because she has a Peacock sale going. Anyway, the last time you saw it, I had finished up here and it wasn't backstitched. So I backstitched. I started down here and then I backstitched. And this, yes, this is the bottom of the Peacock. That one, and then so it's down here, and then I backstitch. So I need to finish this, backstitch down here, and then do the rest of the head, and then the branch, and then it'll be done. So maybe 2 more videos, maybe. But I really enjoy this. This is fun. Fun. It is a 16 count. Yes, 16. All right. And then I have the Plum Street Heritage Sampler. This will go on my wall over here when it's done. And it is on Vintage Country Mocha. A 40 count Vintage Country Mocha. And I'm almost to the side. To the other side. So, here we are. All DMC using 1/2 on a 40 count. This is Newcastle linen. I need to research what the different linens are. Newcastle and the others. The others. All DMC called for, except for the 822. I'm using 3865. No. It's not a bright white. Is that 3865? But it's wider than 822. So last time you saw it, I had this done, and I believe the starting of this. So maybe I finished this time. Did the little quilt star and that star, and then I filled in the half stitches over. So my plan is to finish out the half stitches and come down, and I do half stitches on the outside so I can count off every 10 half stitches. I'll fully cross it so it's easier to count every 10 stitches. And then when I get done counting off of it, using it to count, then I'll fill it in. Here it's easy enough to count off of. I don't have to do the half stitches here, but I'll do it on the outside. So I'm just have a big flower here and then go down, and pumpkins and a couple of pilgrims and a house on this first shelf. So that's where it is. I enjoy it. It's pretty. My friend Pat is way far along. She's doing great. So pretty. And then the last one, I don't remember if I've ever shown this before. I pulled it out just because I wanted to stitch it. It's Autumn Town from Autumn Lane Stitchery. It's black and white. I've told you before, I do black and white. I started this a year ago, 2 years ago. When Laura was finishing hers, I was starting mine. And this is also on the green that I dyed the same time that I did the Peter Rabbit scrap. I did this one, except this one is 32 count. Where's the other one? And this one is 22. So they kind of, I mean, it's Hardanger and the shade's a little bit different. This is the 22 and this is 32. And that's where I am. So I worked on this. This has all been done. I had this tree partially done. So I had the tree finished and then I filled in some of the sky. Started on this one and then I did the outline of I did the branches on this one this last week. So the plan is to continue with sky, fill in this tree, and then start on the roof. It's right here. So, and then the grass, of course, is not stitched because it's green fabric. So, this is I use this for the I Spy prompt rainbow. Yeah, rainbow of colors. Is that all the colors in the rainbow on this one? Except, I don't think there's a blue. There's many colors. How about that? Many colors of the rainbow. Oh, there is the blue. Haha, the sky. Oh, it's been a long day. Did I say that? But I'm glad to be here. Glad to share my stitching with you. Glad to hear what y'all are stitching on. That is all my stitching. Right? Right. Yep. That is all my stitching. So, plans. I have plans to do the flip through of this magazine. Hopefully here shortly. I keep wanting to look at my watch. It is not on. Want to do the flip through of this magazine maybe today or tomorrow. I'm going to do that and put that up later this week. And then I have, so since this is a magazine film week, it's also my start week. So I'm going to kit this from the Heart Needleart. Needleart by Wendy. Sorry, from the Heart. Yeah, Needleart by Wendy. Catherine's Little Sampler. I'm going to kit it up and start that one. And then this one as well, the Crosswing Collection Mourning Doves. These are for my WIPGO prompts. So that'll take care of that. And whatever else I want to start next. So next week, oh, the first day of spring is next Monday. Okay, so I am going to do, Beth of Steadfast Stitcher and can't remember who else. I will link her. She's doing the Wings of Change Sow. And I'm going to start that on the 19th, first day of spring. And it's for butterflies or moths. And I really want to do a butterfly at the beginning. I've had this in the back of my mind, is to fill up one of these larger hoops, and even there's a larger one than this one up here. It was my grandmother's. I want to do butterflies, just different butterflies from different patterns. And so I need to pick a fabric and pull out some butterfly patterns. I've been keeping a stash. I just need to add more, which I guess I can. There was one I downloaded from, if you check Heaven and Earth Designs, on their freebie page, they have it was out there yesterday. It's a picture of a girl, and there's 3 or 4 butterflies around. I'm not going to stitch the whole chart, but I am going to pull those butterflies out, and I'm going to add one of them. The one on the top left, I think, is blue, and maybe there's a yellow one. I want to add one of them to this stitch. But I also want to add this butterfly here. This is from, I want to stitch several things in here. But I'm going to stitch that butterfly and several of these butterflies. Just a bunch. And then several of these butterflies. I'm not sure how many I'm going to be able to fit. I had thought to try for 24 butterflies. It's starting to get cloudy. Sorry, if the light is shifting, it's like it's starting to cloud up. I had thought about doing 24 butterflies for 2024, but I don't want it to look too crowded. In my mind, I have a picture of the hoop, and it's got them all scattered throughout, but not resting on anything. But the ones that are sitting, like this one right here, it's sitting on something. I don't know if I would just have it there without a stem to sit on or what. I guess I have time. But I want to just do a collage of butterflies. Here's another one. And there's several on the back here. And then this one has a couple of butterflies. Let's see. Up here. And they're not going to be the same colorway. They're going to be different. So first I need the big hoop, probably big enough to where I can fit several butterflies that are, I don't want them clashing, but I want them similar. And then I need to pick the size fabric so that I'll have enough room to put several. So that's my thought. It's going to take up some time in my head about what to do. But see, these are smaller, and I'm thinking using those for, I don't know what, a bird piece, but one of these, and I may switch that one out for the big one that's up there. It's super big. See, that one right there, because I think there's enough room for it to be right there without impeding those. So that's my thought. We'll see how that goes. So I will have that as a new start for next week, along with the other two. And I think that's all that I've got planned, but we'll see how plans go. What else? Is that it? My dad's birthday is next week. And my youngest son's birthday is the following week. My dad's birthday is next week. Yeah. I haven't shared much about family, but just real quick. What are we at? 28 minutes. Okay, I'll go real quick. I'm just going to share really little about what's going. There's nothing terrible going on. I'm just going to share real quick. So if you're here for the stitching, that was all. Daddy was diagnosed with Parkinson's in '94, and I was in college, and he had shaken for a while, and he went and finally, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's I don't know, but he didn't go to the doctor early or much at all. But the shaking was finally getting to be a lot. So, and my grandmother, his mother, had the familial tremors, and I guess that's maybe all he thought it was. So, which is all we ever thought it was too. But he got diagnosed with Parkinson's in '94, and still working. And continued to work. He finally retired, I don't know, 8 years ago? It was before we moved here. Maybe 9 years ago. He retired. And he has had about 2000, maybe 2001, he had the DBS, the deep brain stimulation, where they put in little electrodes in your brain and then they run wires down. to like a pacemaker thing that sends pulses up so you're not shaking. And I've heard, with the turtles in the background, loose thread. Oh, turtles. Skipping my mind. Anyway, I love watching them too. They just put out a new one. But her husband had the DBS put in, and it's just wonderful. After he got that put in, he was able to work for another 15 years or so. He had the batteries replaced twice, and the last time he had the battery replaced in the pacemaker things, that's rechargeable now, so he doesn't have to go in ever again for the recharging or the battery replacement. But all that to say, this is his 30 years since he was diagnosed, and that's a long time, and I'm so thankful. He's not like he was, but he still knows us, and he can talk to us, and he laughs, and he's still him. He's just, his body is just, and it's frustrating because he knows how it used to be. So he gets frustrated, but anyway, and he's young. Yeah, they've been married 50 years, 51 years this year, and so I'm gonna go now. So his birthday's next week, and I'm glad. So hug your people, because we don't know when we'll have them, how long we'll have them. So, and each day, I mean, here it is 30 years later. Even 5 years ago, we thought, wow, because it hasn't declined a whole lot, but it's a steady decline, and we think every time it comes around, every Christmas, is this the last one? Every birthday, is this the last one? So it's that time of year where I'm thinking, oh no, but he is I say he's just, I'm amazed. Yeah. So, and my mama is just as much of an amazement, being a full-time caregiver. So, anyway, hug your people. Comment, say hello, and say, tell me what you're working on. Sorry, I didn't mean to, it's not really a downer, but that's what's going on in my head. I'm not sad, I'm thankful, I'm just thoughtful, I guess, reflective, and I'm tired, and that probably has something to do with it. I'm not to the point of delirium. That's probably coming. My sister and I joke that we're, when we get tired, we usually call each other and just laugh for no silly reason. for silly reasons, but for no good reason. So, anyway, so I'm just going to go now. Y'all have a good week and a good stitching time. Let me know what you're stitching on. Comment below, like, and subscribe if you haven't, if you are so inclined. Tell me if somebody sent you here. I really want to thank them. Thank you again, Deana, for shouting me out. You are so sweet. Thank you so much. And, Denise, the Black Ribbon Studio. You know her, Denise. You know her, you love her. She commented, and I thought, oh, that made my day. Y'all, you just don't know. When y'all comment, Flosstuber or not, you make my day. I enjoy Valerie, and I just, you all. Thank y'all. So, I'll talk to you soon, and I'll see you in the comments, y'all.